Right now at 6, crisis in the cockpit. What the off-duty pilot accused of trying to bring down an Alaska Airlines flight apparently told police.
The hunt for a serial burglar who made off with thousands of dollars from Gresham businesses in one night.
And it just seemed like he had done this before.
And a monster lawsuit against a social media giant.
And if the business model does not change, then we try to shut them down.
Why Oregon's Attorney General says Facebook and Instagram's practices are ultimately bad for your kids.
Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko.
And I'm Laurel Porter. We begin here at 6 o'clock with stunning new details about the off-duty Alaska Airlines pilot who tried to shut down a plane's engines 31,000 feet over western Oregon on Sunday night. With court documents that say that pilot, who appeared in a Portland courtroom this afternoon, had just tried magic mushrooms for the first time.
Investigative reporter Kyle Aboshi is in the newsroom. Kyle, this raises so many questions around crew member judgment, mental health, and well-being. What are you learning?
Well, in addition to state charges for attempted murder, the off-duty pilot had also been charged in federal court. The Department of Justice filed a criminal complaint this morning charging Joseph Emerson with one count of interfering with flight crew members and attendants. The off-duty Alaska airline pilot accused of trying to turn off a plane's engine mid-flight appeared before a judge in Multnomah County Circuit Court. 44-year-old Joseph Emerson is facing more than 80 counts of attempted murder. He pleaded not guilty during the brief hearing on state charges. Federal prosecutors also charged him Tuesday with one count of interfering with a flight crew. Federal court documents provide new details about Sunday's incident on board Alaska Airlines Flight 2059, operated by Horizon Airlines. Emerson was riding in the cockpit jump seat on the flight from Everett, Washington to San Francisco when he threw his headset, telling the pilots, "I'm not okay." Prosecutors say the off-duty pilot then reached for the red fire handles. An FBI agent wrote, Emerson was unable to pull the red handles down all the way and fully activate the engine shutoff due to the pilot's wrestling with Emerson. After struggling with him for nearly 30 seconds, Emerson settled down and left the cockpit. Passengers saw Emerson walk to the back of the plane.
I made eye contact with him. It was like one of those soul chilling, dead in the eyes, just calm and just kind of like he was taking in everyone around him.
According to the FBI, Emerson told a flight attendant, "You need to cuff me right now, or it's going to be bad." He was seated in a flight attendant's seat and placed in handcuffs. But during the plane's descent, the FBI said he turned towards an emergency exit door and tried to grab the handle. A flight attendant stopped him. The plane landed safely at PDX. While in custody, Emerson told police he was having a nervous breakdown, hadn't slept, was depressed after losing a close friend, and he talked about using psychedelic mushrooms 48 hours before the incident in the cockpit.
Such a chilling incident. Kyle, what happens next here? Will Emerson be allowed out on bail?
So for now, he'll be held with no bail. Jail officials say Emerson is on suicide watch after indicated he wanted to harm himself. Emerson's family was in the courtroom today but quickly whisked away after the hearing and not available for comment. He is scheduled to appear in federal court on Thursday.
So many more questions in this case. Thank you, Kyle.
What a story. In your headlines this evening, Oregon State University is investigating a bomb threat involving robots. Security sent out an urgent alert around noon, advising people not to open the robots, which deliver food on campus, and to avoid them. We understand this emergency is now over and one person has been arrested. The school says it inspected all the robots and did not find any explosives.
First a flashbang, then an arrest. An hours-long search for a burglary suspect in southeast Portland ended just before noon today. It all happened on southeast 82nd between Flavel and Duke Streets. Officials say a Clackamas County Sheriff's deputy spotted a van believed to be involved in multiple burglaries. The van sped off, crossed into Portland, and wound up hitting another car. A woman inside the van was taken to the hospital. The driver, meanwhile, jumped out and ran away. Portland police used canines, drones, and a plane to set up a perimeter and eventually found the man, 33-year-old Gary Harrison of Washington, hiding in a car, they say. He's been booked in Clackamas County Jail.
In Multnomah County, bridge operators want county leaders to stop using bridges for political statements. That is after the county commission lit the Morrison Bridge in blue and white to show support for Israel following the terrorist attacks by Hamas. In a letter sent on Monday, all 16 bridge operators said they don't want to light bridges in ways that might morally offend operators, make them feel unwelcome, or make the bridges or operators a target for political violence.
And a heads up the next time you grab a taxi or a rideshare car at PDX. The airport has launched what it's calling the Transportation Plaza, just across the arrivals roadway on level 1 of the short-term parking garage. That means you take the underground tunnels and avoid traffic and bad weather to find your Uber or Lyft. The Port of Portland says the move will take 1 million vehicles a year out of the arrivals, clearing up congestion and reducing emissions from idling cars. Matt?
I'll tell you what, it is a cool, wet day out there, and the Cascades are getting snow. Quite a bit, as a matter of fact, down to 29 degrees at Timberline right now. The beach also looks blustery and wintry. I mean, there's just rain pounding the lens at Canada Beach right now. 53, the winds aren't bad. Pressure is falling rapidly, indicating that this storm is still coming on. It's coming on strong. The radar's lit up around the northwest. Heaviest rain is still up in western Washington. Cold front will push on through the Portland area later on tonight. With it, even lower snow levels, and we'll see the steady rain turn to showers, but some of those showers will come with heavy downpours, possibly a thunderstorm tomorrow too. All the while up in the Cascades, a winter weather advisory, our first of the fall. East of the Cascades, a freeze watch for Wednesday night and Thursday because of the cold air settling on in, and winter weather warnings and advisories throughout the greater Northwest for this storm that is rolling our way. So showers, downpours, and possibly a thunderstorm tomorrow in the valleys. The Cascades will continue to see heavy snow tonight, tomorrow, upwards of a foot at the ski areas, and the passes will be snowy. So winter driving conditions already. We'll talk about the weekend and Halloween in a bit, guys.
What a change. Thank you, Matt. Gresham police are investigating several brazen burglaries over the last week.
It appears the suspect is in and out quickly and typically with the same M.O. Let's bring in Joe Ranieri. Joe, it sounds like this guy is allegedly making off with thousands of dollars. How's he doing it?
It's pretty easy. He's breaking in with a crowbar and, again, leaving these victims with no answer, but trying to find a way to pay for the damage. Now, I spoke with two of the victims today, and they said they both lost a couple of grand in these burglaries. In one case, the suspect stole a van from a furniture store and used it to commit another burglary that same morning.
Here in a second, he'll come through the back door.
In every break-in, he's cool, calm, and collected. And he doesn't get spooked by anything, not even an alarm going off.
He breaks the alarm system, goes to the front counter, rips open the counter, and takes the till out.
It was early Monday morning last week when this man broke into Bedrooms West on Northeast Burnside and stole thousands of dollars worth of cash and tools. Manager Mary Goff says he was in and out in just about 5 minutes.
Goes into the back office and rifles through everything and opens a drawer, and in the back of the drawer was the key. Go back to the back camera again.
Goff's shop wasn't the only place he hit that morning.
The suspect was quick when he hit Bedrooms West. Not only did he get away with thousands of dollars in cash, he also stole a van inside this garage. He then drove that van right here to Eye Candy in downtown Gresham, which is a less than 5-minute drive from Bedrooms West.
Same exact suspect.
Sydney Joyner is the owner of Eye Candy in downtown Gresham. She got an alert on her phone from the store's security system that someone was breaking in.
And I saw someone kicking in the doors, and then I saw them enter in through our office building. And so immediately I got up, called 911.
She said he got in the same way at her shop with a crowbar.
So they pried through this front door, kind of took it off its hinges, was able to come over here. We didn't have this deadbolt before. It's been added since then, but he popped this in a matter of like 1 second.
From Sydney's surveillance video, you can see him calmly walking through her candy shop, eventually breaking into her office where he stole a safe filled with $3,000. At the same time, the alarm is going off.
He grabbed our office chair, wheeled it out. There's a side ramp exit. He took it that way and was in and out within a few minutes.
And under 5 minutes, this suspect was in and out and walked back to the stolen van and drove off just missing officers.
You know, it's just frustrating.
Now that stolen van was eventually recovered and found not far from Bedrooms West, where the first burglary took place. So far, you guys, no arrests have been made.
No arrests, but lots of evidence. Thank you, Joe. All right, for the first time, we are hearing from the family of a man who was struck and killed by a MAX train in Gresham.
Police saying he was in a restricted area on the tracks. Daisy Caballero joins us now with how family and friends are remembering him. Daisy.
His name is David Olson. He was 28 and lived in Southeast Portland for much of his life. His family told me today he loved making people laugh and spending time with his family. Here's what we know so far as what happened. Gresham police say the collision happened between Northwest Willela and also Northwest Bella Vista. It's believed David was on the tracks when he was hit, a restricted area to the public. He is now the third person killed in the last 3 years while on the train track stretch between 197th and Civic stations. His family tells me they couldn't believe the news. He leaves behind his parents, brother, 2 sisters, and his 2 nieces and a nephew, who he loved dearly.
His 2 nieces and his nephew absolutely adored him, and I think that feeling was mutual. He was Funkle Dave to the little ones, and always happy to jump in and play and joke and have a great time.
Headphones were also found at the scene. Investigators are looking into if they may have contributed to David's death. You can find the family's GoFundMe link at KGW.com and help them with funeral expenses. David Laurel.
Thanks, Daisy.